welcome warmly welcome you all on this town hall meeting under Jaina's new initiative, Know Your Jaina. As many of you know, Jaina's committees are one of the pillars of Jaina. Jaina committees are formatted as standing committees, operational committees, and ad hoc committees as needed. With 36 plus committees keep Jaina vibrant and active. I would request rest of the people if you can please go on mute. Under Know Your Jaina program, we facilitate town hall meeting and introducing our committees that work tirelessly to take Jaina to its new heights. Today, we have invited the members of Jaina Diaspora Committee, Jaina Overseas Relations Committee, Jaina India Foundation. We are going to learn about how this committee functions, what are their accomplishments, how the committees is impacting Jain's life around the globe, and lastly, but very importantly, is how we can help achieving Jaina's mission. Once again, I appreciate you all and thank you for joining. And without further ado, I would now like to invite our President Mahesh Bhai Vader from Los Angeles, California, to provide presidential remark and introduce our today's speakers. Please join me in welcoming Mahesh Bhai Vader. Mahesh Bhai.
So thank you, Heman Bhai. Thank you, Savita ji, for reciting the Naukar mantra with Bhakti Bhav. Pranam and Jai Jinendra to all. Thank you for taking time off on a Saturday and attending this webinar. I hope you are all in Sukshata and are all in good health. Jaina is an umbrella organization of 72 Jain centers, and I really doubt if these Jain centers and their members would have knowledge on what Jaina activities are or what and how Jaina is helping our Jain community. This is the main reason for Jaina Executive Committee deciding to come up with the plan to invite our committees and give them this platform to connect directly with the Jain Center members. Jaina, as Heman Bhai said, we are 36 committees that work tirelessly and they are ready to take Jaina to the new heights. To help the committees perform even better, Jaina EC introduced this new initiative under the title Know Your Jaina. This will make the community aware of the people behind each committee, their mission, their current activities, finances, and the future plans. We will have every month one or two committees giving their updates. Today we have 3 committees giving their updates. They are Jain Diaspora Committee chaired by Dr. Manish Bhai Mehta, Jaina Overseas Relations Committee chaired by Dilip Bhai Shah, and Jaina India Foundation chaired by Dr. Bipin Bhai Doshi from Mumbai. These webinars will help raise enthusiasm in the committees to perform better and hope that by this initiative, more people will become aware of the wonderful work being done by each committee, which in turn will also support.
Like this, whether it was naturally occurring or from the lab, we need the truth.
In multiple areas for the cause. Next month on June 12th, we have scheduled Jaina's Ahimsak Ego Vegan Committee, chaired by Dr. Gina Shah, to give their updates. When you hear about the activities being carried out by all these committees, you will be astonished to see the dedication and the hard work involved, and this is all a selfless services. Today we begin here with Jain Diaspora Committee. Let me now introduce you to the chair of this committee, Dr. Manish Mehta. Dr. Manish Mehta is a President CEO of MTech International LLC. Their expertise is in sustainability, nanotechnology, and manufacturing, with 30 years experience in organizing and managing federally funded research projects for automotive, aerospace, and defense industry. Presently a Jaina director, member of Jain Society of Greater Detroit from 2004 until present. Lived and schooled in Jaipur and Bangalore, India, Uganda, Tanzania, and Singapore from 1965 to 1980. As chair of the Diaspora Committee, he coordinates philanthropy initiatives with Jain leaders in 35 countries. He is a past president of Rotary Club of Ann Arbor North and was awarded his Rotary International District's Humanitarian of the Year 2015 and 2017 award for leadership in humanitarian and sanitation projects. He is a fellow of 3 engineering professional societies and managed Michigan's 21st Century Job Fund Business Plan competition, which invested $30 million in startups. With that, I invite Dr. Manish Bhai Mehta to walk us through the presentation on the Jain diaspora activities. Thank you all. Jai Jineന്ദ്र. Manish Bhai.
ये रिकॉर्डिंग कैसे चल रही है?
So before Manish Bhai starts, once again, I would like to request everybody to please mute your mic speaker and listen. Thank you. If you have any questions, please put on the chat room. Thanks.
Jai Jineन्द्र, everybody. Manish Bhai, thank you very much for that wonderful introduction. And Hemant Bhai and the wonderful colleagues from the Diaspora Committee, past and present, and so many Jain leaders. It's so wonderful to see you all and your enthusiasm. And thank you for joining and sparing your time today. Can you all hear me clearly, by the way?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So
Yeah.
Since there is limited
Don't
time
worry.
for 3 committees, I'm going to quickly, literally zoom through this presentation. I originally had about 50 slides and I brought it down to about 32. So without further ado, I will just go through a quick report. And if anybody is interested, please take a look at the addresses, or contact me, at your convenience. And I can always talk to you offline about what's going on. So I just want to very quickly start with some acknowledgements and then talk about how the Diaspora Initiative started and what our goals are, some of our priority areas that we have identified and our ongoing interactions with Jain community leaders around the world, and then some recent Diaspora Committee accomplishments, some examples of the types of activities and NGO partnerships that we have been forging ahead with, and potentially some next steps. After which you will hear presentations on Overseas Relations Committee by Dilip Bhai Shah and Dr. Bipin Doshi on the Jaina India Foundation. Also a lot of exciting work there. And then hopefully we'll have some time for Q&A and discussion. So we do have a packed agenda. I'm just going to begin really quickly first by acknowledging the committee members who have been helping me, advising me in so many ways. And as you heard just before we kicked off this meeting, Harsha bin Shah from Kuwait was actually present in 2007 at the Edison Convention, where Dr. L.M. Singhvi and Dr. N.P. Jain, who are the inspirers of the Diaspora Initiative, reached out to Jaina President at that time and encouraged him. He said, you Jains in North America are so well organized and so well connected. Why don't you reach out and help organize and coordinate activities of mutual interest to Jain communities around the world. And that's kind of what got this started. we've had several, rounds of committee, leadership. The programming started in 2008, 2009 onwards. And at least every Jaina convention, we've been holding and inviting, speakers who are partners with Jaina or potential partners with Jaina, as well as leaders from outside the country, outside the United States and North America area, to participate and share their views and opinions. Very good success. I want to acknowledge all the committee members here who have been working hard over the years. A new person who was expressed interest in joining, Narendra Bhai Shah from Atlanta. And of course, we recently appointed Sharmila Ben Oswal, who's a two-time speaker at past Jaina conventions as India Vice Chair, because she's very well connected and knows a lot of useful contacts in India that we need to be pursuing with the new approach we will take. And of course, Dr. Sulekh Jain is my father in America, and absolutely always full of ideas and advisories, so I really appreciate and acknowledge his help. Deepika Ben Dalal, Ashok Bhai Domadia, past Jaina president Sushil Bhai Jain, past president Prem Bhai, and of course my lovely wife. I don't go as far as I can, without her support and her, advisory and her gut feeling about how things are going. So I really value that a lot. And recently, I took over from Dilip Bhai in 2020. Previously, from 2015 to 2019, Dilip Bhai led this committee, and here is the group of volunteers who helped him out at that time. So, we've been active, as you can see. I will just quickly share the main purpose of this organization, the Jaina Diaspora Committee, was to convene Jain leaders from around the world to improve coordination and awareness. And I was asked in 2008, to help bring and invite leaders that we knew or reach out to those that we could identify as being of potential help to us in this mission. And our second objective there was to encourage information exchange by the Jain Center leaders in different countries, so as to flag and identify common interests and concerns and find ways to address them together. And perhaps a problem solved in a different country was something that we could learn in America about and adopt that approach, and vice versa. We share what we have done here, which is really phenomenal at Jaina in all these last 35, 40 years. And share those messages with the world and help mentor and bring those up. The third objective was to leverage our common identity and values that we all share, Jain values, by identifying the challenges we face and then sharing best practices. And fourth was to identify ways to work together and promote and exemplify the Jain way of life to non-Jains. So we have to reach out to political leaders, to NGO leaders, to other mainstream societies that we live in. We are all a very small minority in any of the countries, ranging from India which is our motherland, to every other country around the world. As Mahesh Bhai mentioned, 35 countries where Jains are settled, and we have to find ways to reach out and partner and work with them. So just a quick roundup here. We were able to hold Jaina Diaspora sessions at the Los Angeles Convention, Houston Convention, Detroit Convention in 2013, Atlanta, Edison in 2017, and also had speakers from abroad in the Los Angeles Convention 2019. And if you look at the programming, which is really unique for the 2021 virtual convention, you will see we have speakers also from various diaspora countries and NGOs involved as well. So really quick, this is just a homage I want to pay to the people who have been trailblazers. Starting with Veerchand Raghavji Gandhi, there's a postage stamp there, and his bust, wonderful bust statue is at the Chicago, Jain Society of Metropolitan Chicago. And also to Gurudev Chitrabhanu, who is one of our inspirers and wonderful, dear mentor of mine, and also very personally, regards our family very well for a lot of Jivda activities we've been involved with, and Pramoda Ben as well. So it's a pleasure. You can see that photo there. When we, a couple of years ago, Dilip Bhai Shah released this book on the life story of Gurudev Chitrabhanu at the bust unveiling ceremony. So we took that photo there. And of course, Dr. Lakshmi Mal Singhvi, LM Singhvi, who was a diplomat extraordinaire and helped, put Jainism at the forefront in these diaspora countries. So just to give you what diaspora means, these are the circles in red that you see are all the countries where there are significant populations of Jains settled. And this is going on for last at least 100, 150 years or so. And some, of course, are more contemporary populations because of expatriates going in the more modern era in the last 40, 50 years. But then there are several, countries around the world where Jains have been established for a very long time. And I'll give you an example because I grew up in Singapore. Jains have been there since 1910. Jains have been in East Africa and South Africa since the 1800s and onwards. Remember when Gandhiji went from Porbandar out all the way to South Africa, there were some Jains who accompanied for new work opportunities, etc. So we are all, and settled in so many different countries. As you saw, Harshaben Shah here, Arunbhai Jogani from Kuwait and UAE are here today. We have a number of Jains in Israel. And then, of course, on the east side, Japan, South Korea, Taiwan, Hong Kong, Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, significant populations, and even Myanmar, a lot of trading communities there, many of whom moved on. And then, of course, there's Nepal and Bhutan. So just high level to give you that idea, then Australia, Perth, as well as Sydney and Melbourne on this side have significant Jain communities settled. And then add to that all the European Jain communities, UK, Belgium, Germany, France, Holland, Switzerland have significant Jain populations and a lot of activities going on. And this is all outside of North America, US and Canada. So I think that at a very high level, what are our main goals and objectives of diaspora populations? One is to stay connected, not only with the motherland, but with our own Jains and to be able to share Jain values. Number two, a lot of these are immigrant populations, right? So we want to care for our seniors and find ways to take care of their needs after all the sacrifices they made to change borders, migrate to another country, and reestablish themselves. So we share a lot of that passion. Third point, also critically important, is how do we pass important Jain traditions to our youth? And the fourth one is how do we then share this Jain way of life across, diaspora and non-Jain communities? So this is just an example. I'm proud of our Detroit Jain temple, so I put a photo there. I'm proud that we had one of the world's oldest Jains living in our community, Savitaben Doshi, who passed at age 106 some years ago. And then, of course, our youth who perform in various interfaith and other events around Detroit and sharing these. So some of these high-level topics, and again, it's too much detail to go in for a 20-minute presentation, but I'm happy to share these slides at some point if anybody's interested. But and those other four topics I just summarized are basically expansions here of what else we need to be doing as part of our Jain diaspora concerns and needs. And I think among that is this unification of all the Jain sects is very key. Having that one Jain identity is so important because otherwise children will lose their identity in mainstream communities. The other thing I want to quickly emphasize, we have a survey that the Long Range Planning Committee of Jaina, which I'm also a member of, has launched around the world to understand what kind of Jain practices and concerns global populations have. If you please check out this website here, you'll be able to access the survey. It's still open, and we rapidly want to wrap it down and wrap it up and then compile the results. So I just want to quickly, give you a smorgasbord or a smattering of some of the activities of the Diaspora Committee and key accomplishments over the last 11 or 12 years since we started. So I think a really important highlight, if you have not seen, is the issue of Jain Digest that Dr. Deepika Dalal put together when she was a co-editor of our Jain Digest magazine. And it's a wonderful issue. I hope you have all preserved it because it has names, listings, and historical information of Jain communities in about 25 countries. And I'm delighted to say Deepikaben Dalal is here with us today and on this call. Another point we quickly want to make is Jaina also, as you know, the Jaina calendars are literally an iconic, almost a trademark of Jaina at this point. Everybody around the world looks forward to receiving a Jaina calendar. And the 2014 calendar was dedicated to just highlighting Jain temples in countries outside of India. And I want to thank Rajiv Bhai Pandya for his initiative and vision on that. We keep going forward. So we've done all kinds of conferences and events around the world. Last, I organized a conference with the Parliament of World Religions, had interfaith speakers, primarily addressing the important point of sustainability and how different faith groups are involved with this initiative, whether it is through medical help, whether it is through conserving water and or conserving food, looking at artificial intelligence, or looking at vegan diets. So you have a wonderful group of speakers here, and we intend to organize new sessions for the Parliament of World Religions. This is a very important figure I want to share with you because I've seen this in many of my Jain Society visits. The Singapore Jain Religious Society, as you enter the front door of this place, has this wonderful collage and timeline that I encourage every Jain society, every Jain center around the world should do the same thing for their individual society. Because otherwise the youth will never know where we all came from, what are some of the significant highlights in our stays in these countries, and how have we made it to where we are today. So I always talk about that. Besides that, we have made many visits to diaspora countries, and thank you Arun Bhai Jogani for joining. You can see your sons who very warmly hosted us a few years ago when my family visited Antwerp, and we made it a point to visit the Jain Cultural Center building. So, and he is with us. Similarly, Ashok Bhai Domadia has visited Australia and New Zealand Jain centers. This is in Melbourne here, and this is in Auckland, New Zealand, that he visited in 2017. So we encourage our Jain society and especially Jaina directors and leaders who are visiting abroad to make it a point to connect and bring us those connections. I'm proud to say my family had been settled for 45 years in Singapore. And my mother here in the yellow was very active both in the Jain community and other organizations. But I'm delighted to say, that we are very enthusiastically viewed by the leaders of the Jain Society. Nagin Bhai Das here in the middle in this lower left photo. His nephew Tushar Doshi, who's involved with JITO and other activities. And then our entire board. Every time I go to Singapore, I make it a point to give them a briefing on Jaina and what's going on with us. So just pleased to share these visit photos. Unfortunately, it is 2 a.m. and rather 1 a.m. in the morning Singapore time, so they're not joined us. And of course, we make frequent visits to the United Kingdom and always connect with the Jains over there. So Nemubai Chandaria has been an iconic leader for and inspirer for UK Jains. Dr. Harshad Bhai Sangrajka, Mehul Sangrajka, who spoke at Detroit Jaina Convention, board members, and of course, Dr. Natubhai Shah of Jain Network. So these are the kind of activities we're involved with. They were very warmly invited me to meet the second in command of the Vatican some years ago, Cardinal Jean-Louis Turan, and I presented some information about Jaina to him as well at that meeting. Other visits, we've been to London a couple of times. So this is from our 2017 JITOpreneurs Conference. Again, as you can see, several Jaina Diaspora Committee members were present with me at that event. Wonderful, way to network with leading Jain business people. And also, we have connected with Government of India officials who are involved because they are key connections we need to have as we try and get work of the diaspora and minority status done. So Dr. Aarti Krishna, who is connected with as a senior advisor to the Ministry of External Affairs, visited Jain Society of Metropolitan Washington a couple of years ago, last year in 2020, January. And Sushil Bhai, Pavan Bhai Javeri were very kind to host her and give her Jaina briefing. So this is the way we spread awareness about our activities and needs. Besides this, we've been involved with various letter writing campaigns. I know you all get all these appeals, but you know they mean much more when they are put on a Jaina letterhead. And I take all of these requests to the Jaina board or leadership, and we draft up letters and then help support some of these causes. So it ranges from getting awards for Jeev Daya, for a wonderful society and organization for animal rescue in Udaipur, which just received the 2021 Government of India Jeev Daya Award, thanks to the help of Sharmila Oswal, who helped put that application together. To ranging to campaigns against developing, for example, seaplane facility in Shatrunjay River, which would really wreck our entire, the sanctity of Palitana. So we've written those letters, and all of these have actually had a lot of power with them in helping influence decisions made in India. Similarly, Indian Animal Protection Force came to us because they wanted to ban live export of animals from India to Middle East and other countries. And over a 2.5-year campaign, we got that stopped in India as well, or rather from India. We had an issue with Shikharji commercial development. We helped with Jaina campaign letters to stop that. So all this is going on, and there are ongoing activities in Salekna awareness through the Academic Liaison Committee now. Many accomplishments here. If I go into this detail, I will run out of time, which I believe I already have. But I just want to quickly share just a few highlights. We have contributed to people's PhD theses. We've had conference attendances, as I showed you earlier on. Various leaders of Jaina have been to, attend similar convention-like events in India. We hope to have something in Pune one of these days when the ISJS is fully integrated with Naval Virayathan and Dr. Abhay Firodia's efforts there. So a lot of different things. I think I've sort of gone over in a high-level way with these, so I'm going to move on. The 2020 year was a unique year in that none of us were able to travel. We were all in lockdown. But we reached out using Zoom and other means to, invite speakers and solicit them for the upcoming Jaina convention this July. But besides that, we were also invited by other organizations. So the UK Jains invited us to participate in their One Jain Paryushan program last year. Participate with Belgium, with Ghent University, a scholar who received her PhD after studying Jain diaspora populations. We promoted the 2021 Jaina convention, both the JAB competition and Jain's Got Talent, to Jain communities in all of these countries. And I believe we have several teams participating. So, and this is outside of India. So I've included India. I think Bipin will touch on that. Most recently, a month ago, we reached out to some of the biggest Jain entrepreneurs settled in Ludhiana, who are sort of in a corner of India that is quite disconnected from the Bombay and New Delhi or Calcutta commercial centers. So we work with Sharmila Ben Oswal and Dr. Sulekh Jain to reach out to these business leaders and get them engaged in some manner. And we have invited them to Jaina convention, participation as well. So just high level. And you can see unique work going on in other countries. Look at what the Kenya Jains did in 2013 when there was a terrorist attack on a mall in Nairobi. And the nearest location was actually the Oswal Center in Nairobi, where the Jains quickly mobilized. They cooked food. They provided a base for all the soldiers and policemen to settle in. They gave them all free food so that they could, tear down the terrorist attack and handle it. So this is the kind of work. This was presented at the Atlanta Jaina Convention by one of our Jaina speakers from Nairobi. So just giving you examples of what's been done. Ratna Global Foundation, Mahendrabhai Shah and Mahendrabhai Mehta and Ashaben Mehta have been spearheading a lot of charitable events, including a large, hearing aid and prosthesis Jaipur foot program in Palitana in 2009, which was graced by Dalai Lama, and as well as during the presidency of Lataben Chamsi. So you can see, the kind of unique events we've been involved with. We honored Dr. D.R. Mehta, who is the director of the Jaipur Foot Bhagwan Mahavir Viklang Seva Samiti in Jaipur, at the Houston Convention, for example. Sri Shantilal Mutha from the BJS, Bharatiya Jain Sangathan, came to the Houston Convention as well because of his work for poverty alleviation. So we have a lot of activities going on. I often go to both White House as well as deliver invocations at the Michigan House of Representatives. I think some of you may have seen the viral video. But we partner with the American Jewish Committee, who train some of our interns and provide us, unique advocacy, information. So a lot of this has gone on. I just want to go through this, the minority conference information on the many opportunities that Jains have available because of minority status in India. And we have to find ways to organize and leverage this in a very significant way, only if we are united as a community. So with that, I want to just quickly talk about what our new needs are as I reach the conclusion. We want to raise Jainas awareness in the diaspora countries. Each country has new leaders coming, and we have to have an ongoing way of reaching out to them. And we may have to find ways to do this post-COVID. We want to get, perhaps a Jaina Diaspora Award of some sort together, as well as start new academic programs to preserve Jain studies in these diaspora countries. And some of that is already going on, thanks to leadership in the Jaina ALC. We really need to find ways, we raise significant amounts of money, but there is a way to work smart, not just hard, in putting our hard-earned dollars and donations to use. And we can do that by partnering with unique NGOs and humanitarian organizations around the world, amongst which, and I have a lot of experience in Rotary Foundation projects for the last about 22, 23 years, but we can leverage 4-to-1 or 7-to-1 when we contribute seed funds to Rotary clubs to spin off large projects in all the same areas of humanitarian work that we already do. So third point here is Jaina conventions in diaspora countries. Unfortunately, because of COVID, we have to rethink how we're going to do this, but certainly doing it virtually is always an option. And then we need good tools, reliable tools to go with for virtual interactions. So with that, I want to just stop here. Last photo here, we have a unique center called Lighthouse Center in right outside Ann Arbor, where Gurudev Chitrabhanu and Pramodaben have been instrumental for the last 25 years in basically mobilizing a new generation of interfaith followers of Jainism. There are 300 such followers. So just with that, I want to thank you all for your time, and I apologize this was a rush presentation, but again, let this be construed as a beginning of new dialogues and interactions that we can think outside the box on. So thank you all. Jai Jinendra.
Thank you, Manish Bhai. Thank you very much for all the detail. And now I'm privileged to introduce Jaina Overseas Relations Committee Chair, our past President Dilip Bhai Shah from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He is a master's in civil engineering, environment science. He's one of the rare recipient of Jaina Ratna Award. He's a Jaina past president. He has authored many books, amongst Chitrabhanu, Man of the Millennium, is recently published. He's International School of Jain Studies Council member. Dilip Bhai is also Jaina Convention convener of 2009 convention. Dilip Bhai is also chairperson of Jaina Constitution Review Committee and Jaina Overseas Relations Committee. And I would like to invite Dilip Bhai Shah to present for Jaina Overseas Relationship Committee. Dilip Bhai.
Jai Jinendra, everyone. Between Jaina Overseas Relations Committee and the Diaspora Committee, and now the Jaina India Foundation, I have begun to wonder what I am contributing, because these two committees are doing this major work of liaison with Jain communities in India and around the world. But the job is so big that China has two different committees to handle these tasks of coordination. So the Overseas Relations Committee is charged with developing one-on-one relationships with organizations, China organizations around the world. Initially, China was formed as a Federation of Jain Associations in North America. But today's world, physical boundaries don't count for much. Many of our American Jains are now settled in India. And of course, a lot of Indians come and settle in America in their older age. So the lines are getting blurred, but the fact remains that we are a minority in India and around the world. So we have to come together, which is China's prime mission, unity of Jains. This is the DNA of China. And the way we are putting it is to develop relationships with, as far as possible, non-sectarian entities everywhere. We are very happy to see that in UK, the Jaina model has taken hold, and One Jain organization has actually encircled about 20 different organizations. I may not be up to date on that, but that is happening. So now Overseas Relations Committee have started holding International Jain Conference in India in 2020, but due to Corona, we haven't been able to hold it in 2021, but we hope to continue to do that in 2022 and forward. Was a 2-day conference, was well attended by over 600 people, and so many scholars from all corners of India attended that conference. Now we have formed Overseas Relations Committee, and with China has formed China India Foundation in India to coordinate all China-based activities with various entities in India. And we have started a magazine, Jain Avenue magazine, which is online monthly magazine in English that would bring many of the younger people in focus, because we are not preaching as much. We don't have articles by Dharma gurus, but by citizen scholars. And that is what we are making the Jaina Avenue magazine, a unique magazine for Jains around the world. Our editor, Dr. Sejal Shah, she's present in this forum. Thank you. The activities that are conducted in India are mostly monitored by Dr. Bipin Doshi, who is the chair of the Jaina India Foundation. So the close coordination with Dr. Bipin Doshi has allowed us to participate with various organizations in India, JEET, Vardhaman Sanskar Dham, the JITO, and all other such organizations that have non-sectarian philosophy at its heart, bringing Jains together. This is China's mission, that we in Diaspora Committee and in the Jaina Overseas Relations Committee are striving for. With this, I would like to conclude my remarks and hand over to Hemant Bhai to bring in Dr. Bipin Doshi.
પુરુષ બનવું સહેલું નથી.
Thank you very much, Dilip Bhai.
મોટા થેલા
It was
સાથે
very nice. Can everybody please go on mute? Thank you so much. And now I would like to introduce Dr. Bipin Bhai Doshi, who is a physician, Jain scholar, and also social worker. He's a chair of Jaina India Foundation, practicing as a physician since last 45 years. He believes in trinity of modern medicine, lifestyle modification, and spiritual therapy. Jain philosophy teacher Dr. Bipin Bhai has guided more than 6,000 students. He has lectured at universities in USA, UK, Dubai, Japan, and India. He is also a founder of Jain Chair at University of Mumbai. He is a writer of many books, amongst Gandhi Before Gandhi is very popular. He is a researcher, story writer, and presenter of Jainism-based drama, and many of the dramas are also presented at Jaina lately. The many famous dramas are Guru Gautam, Gandhi Before Gandhi, Seth Motisa, Veer Bhamasha, Champa Sravika, Seth Jagdusa, and Raja Kumar Pal. He is also serving as a vice president at Virayatan. He is a founder, secretary, and ex-vice president of Jito Apex. And currently, he is with us as a director of Jaina India Foundation from Mumbai, India. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Bipin Bhai Doshi. Bipin Bhai.
Sadar Jai Jinendra to all of you. I'll make a very small presentation on JIF. Thank you very much, Mahesh Bhai, for nice introduction. Jaina India Foundation is the entity which is created by Jaina. It's probably, I think it's the only organization which is created by Jaina out of India. This is registered as a Section 8 company, which is called non-profit organization in India. And we have completed our formalities of 12A and 80G income tax certification. I think this is an historic step of entire Jaina team under the able leadership of Shri Mahesh Bhai Vadir, our president, and Shri Dilip Bhai Shah, who is the International Relationship Committee chairman. What are the objectives? I will put this objective into various different categories. The first is JIF, Jaina related objectives, is to coordinate all the activities of Jaina in India, to enhance Jaina image by publicizing its various philanthropic activities through various medias in India, to collaborate, supervise, participate, and facilitate various activities done by institutions in India in association with Jaina, to receive donations, subscriptions, registration fees, etc. on behalf of Jaina and utilize the same fund in India as per the instruction of Jaina. You must be knowing we have already started registration fee collection and donations in India, and we are paying back to the people whom we are supposed to pay in India through the instruction which we receive from Jaina. As I told you, we also might have to do certain independent activities because it is registered in India. We also will have to show some activities in India, and obviously that would be related to education, social work, healthcare, and etc. Our present team is a very small team because, you know, to get all the approvals, we have to get the signature of all the directors and all the people involved. So right now we haven't formed a big team. It's a very small team. Obviously, our mentors are Shri Mahesh Bhai Vadir and Shri Dilip Bhai Shah, who continuously guides us to do whatever we are supposed to do over here. We have 3 directors, myself, we have Dhimen Vora, who has been associated with Jaina since long, and Shri Amul Shah, who is a person from finance and a person who knows quite a lot about compliances. We have an auditor, Kavita Shah, she is a chartered accountant, and we also have appointed Rashi Merchant as our administrator. We are going to form various committees. Right now, we are just collecting few names who would be committed to JIF and Jaina activities. Though, as I told you, we are not even 1 year old. Our registration was in August 2020. So it's almost a 9-month-old child. And you know, 9-month-old child is a child which can only sit without support and can only crawl a bit. But however, in last few months, whatever time which we had, we have done few things which I would like to mention over here. As far as the 2021 convention is concerned, we have collected registration fee of about 400 people. We have received certain donations and we have made the payment to the various vendors as suggested by our treasurer. In Sadharmik Bhakti, we provided the research aspect of Seth Jagdusha Rama production for the Sadharmik fundraising, which I think all of you must have seen. We were the facilitator for Jain Jagruti Charitable Foundation, where we donated about 75 lakhs of rupees from Jaina, and by which 2,000 plus families were helped. Similarly, we also contributed about 45 lakhs of rupees to JEET, and there about 900 families were helped. As far as the Vayavach part was concerned, again, we were the people to produce and help the production of Narvi drama. And also, Jaina is all the time asking about the various Vayavach project which they want to do in India. And we are trying to find out the eligibility and various other due diligence about these projects as far as the Vayavach is concerned. We have few activities which are education related activities. In JAB, which was probably the first time started last year out of USA. This time it has really taken up the momentum. And from India, we have 2 juniors team and 2 seniors team, which have already gone for JAB. And let me share with you, our junior team is right now at the top, and one of our senior team is also at the second level. We are also preparing educational videos on basic Jainism for Jaina, about 120 videos. We already started the work. Probably about 20 videos are already ready. We have also arranged online Parushan Vyakhyanmala for India, Dubai, and USA. We are conducting right now online classes on fundamentals of Jainism, which we are holding weekly sessions of 22 hours and 40 sessions. 30 sessions has been already over. And we are also doing online course on Tattvad Sutra. This is on the education. As Dilip Bhai has rightly mentioned, we have started a magazine which is called Jain Avenue. The first issue was released on 15th August 2020. By this time, we have published 10 issues. More than 43 scholars and more than 43 subjects have been covered till now. We had 3 special issues till now on the subject of vegetarianism, Sallekna, and compassion. We also have in each edition, a video from Rahul Kapoor, who has been an international motivational speaker. And it is on multimedia page where subject related films, PPT can be viewed. We have a publisher as Shri Dilip Bhai Shah. I'm the advisor. Dr. Sejal Shah, she is a professor in SNDT University. She can teach 5 PhD students, and she is there as an editor of this magazine. We have an associate editor, Dr. Riyan Kumar Jain, and we have an administrator, Mrs. Rajvi Shah. About the miscellaneous activities, let me share with you, we received 4 oxygen concentrator from Jaina through Ratnaridhi Charitable Foundation and donated them to Jito Gorega Oxygen Bank. We received 7 BiPAP ultra modern machines from Motilal Oswal Foundation and gave it to the various institutions in this area. I'm not going into the detail of that. We also plan to help Jaina on its project for oxygen plant installation in India. About the miscellaneous activities, I'll tell you very important thing that during Corona time, last year, there were about 85 students who were sent from here through Jain Jagruti Center, and they had a lot of problem. And one request came from Jain Jagruti Center, which was taken up by, I conveyed it to Dilip Bhai, and Dilip Bhai conveyed it to all the Sanghs in USA. And we took care of these 85 students. It was great help. I mean, if you read the letters and the testimonials which these students have sent to us, it's really something which can bring the tears in our eyes. We are also planning a survey on highway accidents of our Sadhu Sadhviji Bhagwans. The work has been already started, which is initiated by Jaina and which will be supported by JIFT. So these are a few of the things which we have been already started. As I told you, we are only 9 months old. And under the guidance of Mahesh Bhai, under the guidance of Dilip Bhai, and I'm sure all other people like Hemant Bhai, Manish Bhai, and all other people, dignitaries over here, would definitely guide us to do something which is very concrete. As my philosophy always goes is to do something which really comes on the ground level rather than talking about big vision. But yes, I know Jaina, because since many years I've been attending Jaina conference all the time. I've been speaker many times. This year also I'm going to be a speaker on that. And it's something which is an amazing moment as far as USA is concerned. Now we have to bring this Jaina to India. Obviously, India has a lot of challenges, but at the same time, India is the most important place for Jaina to project itself and work for the people around over here. I'm sure, as I told you, I'm a Jain scholar, I'm a doctor. I'm neither a businessman nor a great social worker. So I would need your guidance and your vision and the things which we are supposed to do at JIF. This is our first experience of going out of USA to do certain activities in a very structured way. We need to comply with all the requirements which we are supposed to do as far as Indian government is concerned, whether it is income tax or whether it is ROC and things like that. But with help of people like Amol Shah and with help of people like Dhimen Bhai, we have been able to do, I mean, I'll tell you, in a short span of 6 months, we have probably achieved a lot which otherwise is very difficult to achieve in India, and that also during Corona period. Thank you very much, all of you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Bipin Bhai. It was amazing accomplishment since this Jaina India Foundation started, and you took the challenge when Jaina asked you to form this foundation, and very great accomplishment from your committee. I would now request Mahesh Bhai Wadir. Let's go for any questions and answers. If anybody have any questions for our 3 speakers, we can take few questions before we close our session today. You can raise your hand or you can speak up, unmute your mic.
I have a
question. Can we try to make Jaina international organization, please? Narendra Shire. Is it possible to make Jaina an international organization?
It's a good question. We have to look into that, and we have to talk and discuss this with the Constitution Committee.
Okay, because that will be really good. Jaina has worked excellently for North America. If we can make a Jaina an international organization, that will be really very ideal. That is first question. And follow-up question, another question is, can we try to make Jaina ideal organization for uniting all Jains, the all section of Jains? Because as Manish Bhai rightly mentioned, that if Jains, all Jains unite, then we can really address to the youngsters of Jains rather than them looking at other religions which are united and Jains are not united. That is the follow-up question. Thank you.
Excellent question. And that is the reason why we started our first international conference in Ahmedabad in 2020. And this COVID messed up the whole programs that we had for 2021. So that is exactly what we are planning to do.
All right. Thank you very much, everybody, for listening our speakers and knowing Jaina.
Harshaben,
Yes, please go ahead.
first, Jai Jinendra to all Jaina dignitaries, His Excellency Mr. Mahesh Vadra, President Sahab, and Dilip Bhai, past president of Jaina, and lot of past presidents are there. I am Manish Bhai Mehta, who knows me so well, Chairman, Vipin Bhai Doshi, for everyone, whoever I remember all name, but I am so proud of Jaina. Last maybe 20 years, from 2007, I attended under the leadership of Dilip Bhai Shah. And then how I met Manish Bhai and so many wonderful personality. Jains are doing so well in USA, but I'm the always join with Jain Social Group International Federation, all the posts I have done. And because of that platform, I'm always tried to enter in Jaina, and Manish Bhai gave me the 2-3 time opportunity to say in diaspora and come. And I'm so glad. We are in the Gulf. I'm in Kuwait. Last 45 years in Kuwait. Here in Kuwait, in Gulf region, Jain came here in 1975, reached small Jain. And when I came to in 1980, there was a 35-40 Jain are there. And I used to go with my children. And 1994, then the Iraq war happened in Gulf region. And I went back to India. And I don't know that why the Jain is not so much active, and we need one banner. We came to Kuwait and I started connectivity with Jaina and our Jain Social Group International Federation. We registered our association with Indian Embassy, because in the Jain religion, religiously, name of religion, we cannot do anything in this Gulf region. And Kuwait is a more strict, but I'm so much connected with the entire dignitaries, all the leaders of USA to all over the world, which so respectfully. And I would like to work with Jaina anytime in my life. And I request President now and upcoming also, I want to join overseas. Any work for Jain, I'm ready to do. I'm joined with one Jain also with Nemu Chanderia ji in London and everywhere. So I don't want to say more, but right now I am the global advisor of overseas region Jain Social Group International Federation. Our president is Lalit Bhai Shah, and all the committee members, from them also Jai Jinendra from my side. But I'm so glad, so happy. Mahesh Bhai, Dilip Bhai, I registered my name for Jaina convention for this time. And I would like to listen all the 4-5 days of Jaina convention in 4th of July. And any help from my side, anything you need, some information from around the world, I know a lot of things. I will be the glad to work with all of you, and remember me. Mahesh Bhai Vadra and entire committee, whoever are with us in Zoom, Manish Bhai Mehta, millions of thanks to I joined this today's Zoom meeting. And remember me, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Jai Jinendra to entire, I don't know the name, dignitaries, post people, so big people are sitting in this. But you know my name, Harshaben Dilip Bhai Shah in Kuwait. And then how come I will know everybody? Thank you, Bipin Bhai. Join me sometimes from India. Take my number, any work from the Gulf region. I'm always ready. We have 20 countries with us in Jain Social Group International Federation. And our convention is in 2023 in Nairobi with Bharat Bhai. So I will be keep in touch. Please Thank you so much, everyone. I'm very much happy to sitting in Gulf region and talking to all of you.
Thank you,
Thank
Harshaben.
you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
We are
Thank
a
you.
little bit over in time. I would like to request Mahesh
Thank
Bhai
you.
to please
Thank you.
give a closing remark. Mahesh Bhai.
Thank you, Mohan bhai. Sulekh ji, आपको
I
कुछ
think
बोलना?
Sulekh Bhai wants to say something.
Yeah, go ahead, Sulekh bhai.
I say Jai Jirendra, Namaskar, and thank you to everyone for making me feel so good. So much work is being done by so many committees. So, and it is a great initiative by Jaina, especially Mahesh Bhai and all of you to present all these activities to a much wider audience. So that gives a great picture. Only thing what I wanted to say is, Manish Bhai, you may like to just introduce a little bit Sharmila Oswal, who has become so much backbone of connecting with the diaspora in India, especially in Ludhiana and other places. She is in this program right now, and I think it would be nice if we just introduce so that people also come to know her. We have a lot of hopes from her, and she will deliver.
Absolutely, Sulekh uncle. Yes, and in fact, Sharmila had her hand raised. So I thought it is best in the interest of time that she introduce herself. But let me say this much, that we invited her first to the 2017 convention in Edison and then back in Los Angeles in 2019. And she has always come as a very inspiring, very high-powered speaker with her very, very, motivating talks on women's empowerment and just advancing the interests of the Jain community in India. But she is multi-talented and multi-qualified, ranging all the way from being a water diplomat to being a lawyer to being an advocate for Jainism and preservation of our values. And now most recently in the entrepreneur field, she is one of the highly recognized organic farmers in India. And all this done during pandemic. And of course, she knows the Prime Minister Narendra Bhai Modi well enough, involved with all kinds of larger campaigns across India. So with that, Sharmila Ben, just give us a few words, please, of what your thoughts are. Thank you. And she's in Pune, by the way. Oh, yeah.
Jai Jinendra, Sadar Pranam to all, and it is a wonderful and indeed a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much, Sulekh uncle and Mahesh uncle, and all the diaspora committee here. Bipin Bhai, it was a wonderful presentation. And indeed, I feel really pleasure to be associated with this because Jaina, the question before me, someone asked that whether it is going to be international. So I feel that when JIF is already born or started in India, I think connecting all the India across West Zone, East Zone, South Zone, because truly Jaina will be international by having the all diversified groups, sects of Jain community, Digambara, Shvetambara, Sthanakvasi, and all the diversified sects. And the another thing, having Jaina in India, I think the most important thing in the point of governance, policy, even despite of having we being in minority, we are still not been recognized for our stature for preserving our temples or our sadhu sadhvijis. So I think JIF has, multiple times responsibility to have this representation in India with the government of India. And I'm sure with the Modi ji, who has been ardent admirer of Jainism, we can have more dialogues, more communications. And with this Jaina convention coming up, before this meeting, I took another meeting. I've been in touch with Mahesh uncle and Suresh uncle, Sulekh uncle as well, and Manish. So the meeting was about this, that how we will incorporate South India or the this eastern part, eastern zone. So how we can have, even Ludhiana we had. So now we have tried creating the awareness all over across India. At the same time, with the JIF, the active role of JIF, I think the protecting of our Jainism heritage, temples, even let's say the topics we discussed with in the context with Jaina again, Ayodhya, Banaras, or may it be starting the Mahavira Research Center at Vaishali. I think we have a long way to go, but definitely with the governance policy, hand in hand, hand holding with the lean canvas of JIF, of Jaina, we can truly make it international. I'm very sure about it. And from my side, any and every 24/7 cooperation, support, everything and my entire army. I mean, we are more than 1 lakh women members presently here. So we will be supporting this wholeheartedly. Thank you so much. Jai Jinendra.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Sharmila ji. I've been working with Sharmila ji, and I'm sure that we will accomplish our goal. Thank you very much, Sharmila ji. So Pranam and Jai Jinendra, thank you all for attending this webinar.
Mahesh bhai, if you don't mind, just allow Arun Bhai Jogani from Dubai to make a comment. Thank you. Sorry. He has his hands raised. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you, Manish bhai. Thank you, Manish bhai, for joining me. And really, I appreciate that I'm here today, and I got a lot of good information from you guys. And you gave very nice presentation. Even Bipin bhai has given very nice presentation. And I would like to say the same thing, that Jaina has to connect all the internationally Jains, and we have got a lot to do together. And I think today there is a shortage of time, so I don't want to speak a lot. But when we meet personally, I've got few things to tell you. So maybe we'll work together and we'll do a lot of good things for Jaina. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And Arun Bhai is one of the founders of the Jain Cultural Association in Antwerp. As you know, the ALC has made a major investment at Ghent University. This is our very strong connection, that on the ground that we can work with as well. So keep that in mind as you go forward. Thank you, Jai Jinendra.
Thank you.
Mahesh Bhai, please go ahead.
Thank you. So thank you everyone for attending, this webinar. It's very interesting, we would like to show what all these committees are doing. I'm sure that whatever you heard today is astonishing. This is hard work by all these committees. My heartfelt gratitude to all the speakers, Dr. Manish Bhai, Dr. Bipin Bhai, Dilip Bhai, for doing all this and wonderful seva to the community. Thank you so much, Hemant Bhai, for conducting this meeting well on a weekend, Saturday, So I wanted to thank Savita ji, she recited the Naukar mantra with so great bhav. So I appreciate that. So everyone, please take care, be safe and stay healthy. Thank you. Jai Jain.
Thank you.